I got to tell you guys, it's amazing the journey I've gone through since I started in ACN. And, I'll tell you, if you're new in ACN and you're just learning about the business, I'll kind of give you just some of my experience. I'll tell you guys, I don't know where I'd be if I didn't find this company. I was a general contractor before I got involved, and I was working 14-hour days in my contracting company and got involved with this kind of by accident. And I'll tell you guys, the journey to regional vice president was great, but really the lifestyle after regional vice president just made everything worth the wait. And what's great is that the company that you guys are a part of today is a different company than the company that I looked at when I first got involved. And if you're a new person, I'm going to tell you guys, you don't really understand the power of this business. Because if you knew what we were working with in the past, I'm going to tell you tonight, if you lose sleep, that means you understand. And just to kind of give you an example of what I mean by that, when I got involved with ACN, you know the 10% on your personal customers? Yeah, they gave you 10%, but you needed $120,000 of billing to get the 10%. Okay? There's been so many changes in the compensation plan. There's been about 9 or 10 changes since I've been involved, adding money into the compensation plan. All the percentages, we got 4% on the 7th level. All the percentages are now increased by, an extreme amount. The 7th level is now 8%, now up to 10%. It was 4% when I started. The level above that, level 6, was 0.5%, and the rest of the levels were 0.25%. There were no team cabs when I started. We got paid straight cab customer acquisition bonuses without the $1,000 team cabs. Working with one service in one country, long distance, was the only service ACN offered when I started. Can you imagine that people at that time were making extreme incomes with one service? We've been waiting for what's happening right now in ACN. Today, really, all you've missed is the growing pains of the company. But we've been waiting. All these services is what we've been waiting for. Everything was talk in the past. We would hear rumors about things we were going to market. A few years ago, people never even heard of a video phone. Isn't that true? New technologies, now cellular service. When we got involved, no one even had cell phones when I first got involved in ACN. Pagers. Everyone had a pager back then. When you needed to do a three-way call, it meant you put 3 ones next to the phone number when you paged somebody for a three-way call. Okay? So, really, the company's come a long way. And I'm going to tell you that the reason why I'm more excited today about being involved with ACN is because of what's about to happen. We did leaderships. Look around this room and look at how many people we have at our team leadership event. Can you imagine? Can you imagine where we'll be a year from now or 2 or 3 years from now? we used to do leadership events. Richard Bassutti, Mike Bassutti's dad, came up to me and said, remember when we used to do leadership events in your living room? Okay? Imagine that, a leadership training event in the living room, and now look at the team, look at all the people that we have in our leadership training. And I'm going to tell you guys, you're all here, I'm sure you're all here for your own reasons. Everyone has their own story. And everyone's in this room because they want to better their life, better their situation. Isn't that true? Okay? And I'm going to tell you guys that really this is about you today. The most important people in ACN are the new people. For us to double in size, for the company to double in size, we just have to train more people to become team coordinators. We have to train new regional vice presidents. It's just a matter of what you're going to do with this business when you leave this room this weekend. And I'm going to tell you, it's about how serious you can become at ACN. Now, all the people that were in front of this room, didn't everyone you saw so far, they've just poured their heart out. Isn't that true? Craig Cotter, that was just up here, true leader in ACN, one of the top producers at the regional vice president position, part of all of ACN's production clubs at the regional vice president level. He's also a President's Club member. Give him a hand for doing the last part of the training, please. But I'm going to tell you, I mean, just listening to him, okay, just listening to him, you could see what a passion he has for the business. You can see how committed he is to what he's building. And I'm going to tell you guys that all of us, when you hear the regional vice presidents, there's a common thing that you hear, and the senior vice presidents. You hear how sincere these people are, because they've done what they're asking you to do. Everyone started exactly in the same place. They signed an application, they paid $4.99, and they committed themselves to what they're doing. And they became leaders in the company. And that's what's great about the business, is that you hear from people that were not appointed positions, but they earned their positions. And what's great is, how'd you like to be in an atmosphere, not only work in an atmosphere, but live in an atmosphere where everyone is out for your best interests. Everyone in this room wants you to win. I mean, it's very rare to find a business or a company where you have those elements. Because the reason why is because what's great about the environment here is everyone wants you to win. Everyone wants you to be a success. Everyone wants you to make money, because if you make money and you're a success in our company, you become a leader. And it makes our team become larger. It makes ACN become larger. And it's win-win-win for everyone. Isn't that great? And I'm going to... And I'm going to tell you guys, just to kind of give you an idea, okay, that if you are new and you're trying to figure out this business, trying to figure it out, I'm going to tell you that I had no sales experience before I got involved. I mean, I had no background in marketing. I was brought up in a construction family. So if someone like me, if I could become a regional vice president, there's no reason why, and especially with what we were working with back then, this should be a cakewalk for you. But I'm going to tell you that we're all here in this room because we're looking to better our situation, right? We're looking to better our life. And obviously, for committing to being at this training and being here on a Saturday night and a Friday night last night, obviously you're serious about making a difference in your life. Now I'm going to tell you guys just a few obstacles that you need to be aware of. Because when you get involved with ACN, and we talk about all these great things you can accomplish, we talk about lifestyle and incomes and providing the schools you want for your kids, and driving the car you always wanted to drive, and living in the neighborhood you always wanted to live in. But what happens is that it's very easy to not do the things that are going to advance your business. Now, what I mean by that is this. I'm sure there's people, if you've been in ACN for any length of time, and you have people on your team, I bet you that almost every hand will go up when you think about the people that should be here on your team. And it might have been just a short drive to get to this event, and they're not here. Okay? How many people have people like that on their team? Okay? I mean, almost all of us, I'm sure, unless you're brand new to the company. But there's people that should be here this weekend that are just not here because life got in the way. Things just happened. They couldn't make it for whatever reason it was. Now, I'm going to tell you that that's why you have to be the best employee in your company. You need to have an business ownership approach to being involved with ACN. And what I mean by that is this. You need to set the example, number one. And think about this when you're working your business. When you leave this room, here's what you have to keep reminding yourself. Remember the day that you didn't feel like going to work. You were sick. Maybe you weren't well, or maybe you just didn't get enough sleep, and you just really didn't feel like going, okay? But you know what you did? You got up at 8 o'clock, and you got dressed, and you went to work anyway. And what's amazing is you do that because you have to. Isn't that true? Because if you don't go to work, you're not going to get paid. And maybe if you don't go to work, if you own a company, the employees won't work. And it's easier to go to work sometimes, even when you don't want to work, when you don't want to go to work, because it's something you have to do. And ACN is not something you have to do. And that's where we lose some people. We lose some people because this is not something that you have to do. And because it's not something you have to do, it's very easy not to do the things you need to do each week to advance your business. If you had a goal to get customers for a certain week, X amount of customers within the next week, and you didn't do it, I'm sure you'd probably let yourself off the hook. Isn't that true? If you had a goal of piquing people's interest this week, I'm going to pique 10 people's interest this week, and you didn't do it, I'm sure no one's going to tell you you're fired in ACN. And what's great is that you can't get fired in this business. You don't have a boss. You can't get laid off. You set your own schedule. But those are the same exact things. All those freedoms that you get by being involved with ACN is all the things everyone takes advantage of. Okay? It's very easy not to show up at a training. You know, I'm tired this week. I don't feel like going to Saturday training. You know, I don't want to go to the weekly meeting. I don't feel like going to that leadership. It's amazing that people will work a job for 40 years of their life, 8, 10, 12 hours a day, their entire life, and then try to retire and live on half the money they couldn't live on when they were working. Isn't that true? So understand, this is not a 40-year plan, this is a 4-year plan. And here's what I want to tell you guys. I'm talking to all of you guys like leaders. Is that okay? That I talk to all of you guys like leaders, okay? Because I'm looking at this group like here as the core group of the entire team that we've built over the last 12 years. So it starts with all of us. Understand the people that did not show up for this weekend, there'll probably be casualties in this company. You know? So what I'm going to talk to you guys about is this upcoming event. We have a national training event that's coming up in just about a little over a month. And understand something, it's our goal as a team to have record numbers for all of our groups at this next training event. And I'm going to tell you that this is, if you've never been to a national, this is where you're really going to start your business. I'm sure you learned a lot this weekend. But the national event will really catapult your business to the next level. And I'm going to tell you that I would never tell someone to do something unless it was important that you did it. And it's up to you to just follow the directions of what all the regional vice presidents have covered over this weekend. You ever take an open book test in school where they actually give you the answers? This weekend is the open book test of ACN. We're giving you the answers to the success test. It's a matter of all of you following what we're teaching. This event is an event where the entire company comes together and trains all the new people. All the regional vice presidents from North America will be there. We have the attorneys general that run the legal division of ACN will be at this event. And it's a weekend of training. But more importantly, not only will you learn and hear from the owners, and to commit yourself to any business, and isn't it true you need to know who you're in business with? That's why it's important to hear from the owners of ACN. Okay? And I'm going to tell you that anyone that has really learned how to use these events, the national training events, they have catapulted their businesses. Here's how to become a team coordinator. You want to know exactly how to do it? Exactly how to become a team coordinator, if someone hasn't said it already this weekend, is to have 3 separate organizations with at least 10 people in each organization at the national training. 3 separate teams. Okay, say you're a new rep, you have 3 teams, and you have at least 10, double digits, in 3 separate organizations at the national training event. Now, if you just accomplish that, and you get that everyone, more than 10 people in 3 separate lines to the national training event, by the following national training event, guaranteed you're a team coordinator. You'll be a team coordinator by the next event. You'll have more production coming out of that one event, using that event, than you'll know what to do with. And I'm going to tell you guys, every leader in this company, you can ask every regional vice president and team coordinator, they've worked the business from event to event to event to event. That's how we build the company. That's how we build your team. Here's the thinking you have to have. Imagine if you didn't have a job. Okay, you had no job, and all you had to do is show up with people, more people at each event, so your business grows, and all you did is show up from event to event, from weekly meeting to Saturday training, to a regional event, to a leadership event, to the national event. Is that pretty good? That's the job. That's what we do in ACN. Okay? Okay, the 3 people I'm going to call up, they've all been in ACN less than 5 months. Okay? They all took 3 organizations, 3 legs represented to their last national training, and all maxed out the team cap bonuses. I just want them to come up for just about 1 minute and just share their story, what the national event has done for their business, okay? So just hold your applause till the end until I read the three names. Would you please help me welcome James Bates, Miguel Virgil, and Laura Salazar, Mandy and Letty Navarez. Please come on up.
I just want to talk a little bit about how important the events, the regional and the national training is if you really want to do this business. To start with, my name is James. I'm a nurse by profession. I'm a family man. I have two daughters, ages 7 and 6. And I work 8 hours a day, every day, 8 days a week. Because I work 16 hours on Fridays. So I was looking for an alternative that will change that lifestyle. And then when I found ACN, I said, maybe this is it. So anyway, I joined ACN in May. And I started the business. I was able to promote myself to ETT in 4 weeks. And Marlene, my RVP, asked me to join the international event in New Jersey. And my first reaction was, I don't need it. Because first, I'm broke, and I have mortgage to pay. And since I decided to do this business, and I have that drive already, so I don't need it at all. But to make the long story short, I was able to join the leadership training in New Jersey with my 3 members of my team. And after that, right now, my team has grown to a number that I didn't expect. I think it's more or less 50 reps now. And I didn't realize it'll grow that fast. And now I believe that I'll be able to hit TC in the next 90 days. July is my 3rd month. And I just want to emphasize the importance of these events. And I want to borrow that line one of the RBP said, that if you want to get fit, you go to the gym every day. So if you want to do this business, you go to all the trainings that ACN has established, because this is the best vehicle to make us successful in this business. Thank you, and I'll see you all in Detroit, Michigan. I already signed up, so you better sign up and enjoy the ride, and we all make money. Thank you very much, and you have a good evening.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Laura. We have a similar background. I'm a nurse clinical manager for the county state of Bakersfield. Just a little bit about myself and my boyfriend. He actually forced me to go to this international training, and I was totally opposed to going to it. First of all, because I thought I knew it all. I was a rotten apple. Me and Marlene had like a verbal debate for hours on how I wasn't going to go, and she said, no, it's very important. I said, you know what, Marlene, it's not for me. I'm too smart. I know it all. And she spoke to my boyfriend for over an hour, trying to convince him to tell me it was so important that I went. And my boyfriend's like, well, you don't know my girlfriend. I don't know. So one day I come home, and he's like, Laura, I signed you up. You have the flight right here in your hand, and you're confirmed to go. I said, are you kidding me? I'm not going. He said, yes, you are. Get your suitcase. We're going to go. I said, I'm not going. And he's like, we have to do it. You have to do it for me. I said, okay, I'm going to do it for you, and that's it. So I went, and it was probably the most wonderful, changing experience in my whole life. We took our whole team. It was amazing for our whole team. We have maxed out, me and my team, on all the compensation plan. As of this month, we put in over 100 reps. So it's very, very important to take as much as your team in every leg to this international meeting. Cindy Lupercio, she's been great, and very encouraging about this. So I would just please, if you guys really want to launch your business, we have over 170 reps now, and I just started 3 months ago, and our goal is to be TC in 2 weeks, and we're going to do it. We're points away. So please go to the international.
Good evening, everyone. Well, basically, when I went to my first international, I hadn't even seen the business. I joined the business because of my husband, Manuel Navarez, and I was like, "What are you thinking?" We put myself in and himself. That was $1,000, into something that I didn't even know what it was about. So anyhow, our upline leaders talked to us, and they really coached us, and we had to have an open mind. And I figured, okay, they're going to say this is going to help our business, then we went for it. Actually, it was about 3 days into the business. We went to the Phoenix International, and I can tell you that was the best thing that we could have ever done. Of course, for me, it was the first outlook into the business, and I was just blown away. I mean, just listening to all the success stories from all the RVPs that are in the room, I mean, it just totally broke my heart and just made me, dream again and want to do something big. I want to bring my husband home. So that's what that's what we're doing here. And since then, we went back to the New Jersey International, and what we did is we brought 8 people with us. And just to let you know, we're about 27 points away from TC, so it's just around the corner. Okay.
How's everybody doing? First and foremost, I want to say something to my wife that I don't say enough. Today's our anniversary. And I just want to say I love her more today than I ever did. Now, I'm just so happy to be involved with this company. It was a life-changing experience for us. I mean, my wife said it. I mean, I joined. Basically, I'm the one who saw the presentation. We're from a little town called Madera. Our parents are both from Mexico. We're immigrant field workers, kids. And we saw this, and it just made total sense. I was a subprime guy, the guy that ruined the world economy, just so you know. I mean, okay, I guess single-handedly. But I really wasn't. I was a good guy, and I went and I saw this event. It just totally changed my life. I mean, because the fact is the opportunity seemed great, but until I saw the genuine people there. I mean, now me and my wife consistently look at each other and just like, wow, did that just seem like coincidence, all these good things? No, it's not coincidence. This is just something that's God-given. And I could feel it in everybody in the room. And we will never miss an event again. And neither will our team.
Thank you. I mean, everyone, understand, just hearing all these stories, like I mentioned before, it's like we're all trying to better our situation. That's why we're here. All the regional vice presidents and senior vice presidents, we're building the next chapter of our lives. And what's great is we have to bring a lot of people with us. And that's what this event is about. It's about developing and finding and grooming new leadership. And understand, you can work hard at any business. Isn't that true? Everyone's going to work an 8, a 10, a 12-hour day at whatever job. Isn't it just, doesn't it make sense to be part of something that's going to give you a lifestyle like ACN? Doesn't it make sense to be involved with something that could really give you something that other companies or other businesses can't? As far as being able to never have to listen to an alarm clock ever again. Isn't that pretty good? I mean, imagine this. I want to tell you something. You hear about the hundreds of thousands of customers we have within the team. Here's what's amazing. I paid $499 12 years ago, and I have no responsibility. Isn't that great? I mean, can you put a price on that? How'd you like to build a multi-million-dollar business and have no responsibility? Isn't that great? I mean, you don't find that every day. Isn't that true? So here's what I want to tell you guys. Okay, we want to represent, as ACN becomes a billion-dollar company and a multi-billion-dollar company over the next 5 to 10 years. Our team, we want to represent the largest part of ACN's growth. And to do that, we have to mentor and train new leadership. And it all starts here with the new people. And just to tell you my story about my national event, Okay, understand something. I did not want to go to my first national event, if you haven't heard the story before. I was dragged there by someone. I'll tell you the story. I was a general contractor. I was making a very good income, mid-six figures in construction work, doing commercial general contracts and construction. And I'll tell you what happened was I had 15 employees, at a large overhead. I had a, office and just a lot of headaches, and I could not really see spending time doing this ACN business. I signed up, I paid $4.99, but I really couldn't see where I was going to make any money. I mean, how could I really even think about taking my focus off of my construction business to do something like this, where in the beginning, you're really not making the income your first few months in ACN? Okay? And that's where we lose some people sometimes. We lose some people because they don't see what could be. There's a lot of people out there that are money today people. So you understand, you need to treat this as the animal that it is, that it is. This is not meant to pay you full-time income your first day. This is something that compounds over time. It's the same story of when you hear that story about, would you rather have $1 million today or a penny every day and double it for 30 days? The penny, right? If you took a penny and doubled it every day for 30 days, penny to 2 to 4 to 6, to 4 to 8, and doubled it for 30 days, you'd have over $10 million in 30 days. See, some people would take the $1 million today because it's today, it's now. And some people need that security of having a job. Okay? I need my paycheck. What's amazing is people will do that for their entire life, just waiting for Friday to come so they can go out on the weekends to have a few drinks and they can relax. Monday morning doing just the least amount of work that they could do so they don't get fired. Isn't that true? And people live that way. This is not about that. This is about creating a better way. There is a better way out there than fighting traffic every day. There is a better way that you need to tell people there's a better way than having all the headaches and all the responsibility and all the overhead and never having time for yourself. I was in the business for 2 months, and after 2.5 months of being involved with ACN, I only had 1 rep on my team. So 2.5 months of work, 1 rep, okay? But the rep's name that I had on my team, his name was Jeff Weber, okay? So the national training came up, which was in Baltimore, Maryland. And what happened was I did not want to go to the national training. I was too busy with my business to take time to go to this national event. And what happened was my upline at the time made plane reservations for me 4 times to go to the training event in Baltimore, and 4 times I didn't go pick the tickets up at the national training event. And after the 4th time of not going to pick the tickets up, I got a phone call. And in fact, I got a phone call from my entire team called me. It was Jeff, okay? So my international organization was Jeff. So Jeff called me, and he said, I found out you're not going to the training. And I said, you know what, that's right, I'm not going. I said, tell me how it is. And he said, what happened was we had this conversation. He said, look, he said to me, why did you sign me up in this thing? He goes, I could have signed up under someone else that was going to the training. He goes, how are you going to help me build my business if you won't get trained? I mean, how does anybody think they're going to build a successful business without first becoming a student themselves and learning how to build the company? Isn't that true? Learning how to become a leader in ACN, learning what you need to learn. And what happened was he made me feel so guilty that last minute I made a plane reservation and I went to the event. Okay? And I'm going to tell you, if I did not go to that one event, that first event, that national event that I went to after being involved with ACN for 2.5 months, I would not be in ACN today. I would not be in the business today. Because I'm going to tell you something. What I saw there, it's very difficult when you go back to your local market to really understand the power of what this could be for you. And what I saw when I went to the national training is I saw people just like you and me that were not just making money. They had all the time in their life to do whatever they wanted to do. And I said, wow, I'm making money, but I have no time. And these people have a lifestyle. And these people are happy. And these people get up every day, and all they do is help other people do the same thing. And I'm going to tell you something. I got back from that national training event, and I changed my focus off of my construction business, and I focused on ACN. And I'm going to tell you something. You know people that say, I'll just get the next one? I'll just get the next one. I can't go to this one, but I'm definitely going to the next one. Let me just save you some time. You will not be around by the next one. If you're an ACN, now is your time. In this business, it's important you get out of the gates with a fast start. Because everyone that's around you, that you approach with the business, friends and family members and coworkers, that happens your first 60 days in ACN. You approach the people you know. Isn't that true? And everybody's watching to see what's going to happen to you. You know the people like, I'm not interested. They might be close friends or relatives. And you think like, I can't believe that my friends or relatives, they don't want to do this. Because those are all the show me people. You show me it works, and then I'll do it. See, I'm going to tell you something. Here's what I want you to remember. All the people you show the business to your first 90 days in ACN will eventually be in ACN. All the people that say no to you will eventually be in the company. They'll be in the business. Okay? They want to see you do it first. Okay? Here's why. They're going to get an ACN later on. You can always reapproach them. Because all the people you know will never sleep a good night's sleep if they watch you get rich without them. Isn't that true? I'm going to tell you, we're only put on this planet for a limited amount of time. What are you going to do with your time here?